Friends are really important in this life, and most people already know that. But if you're anything like how I was a few years back, you're probably still walking around here with that lone wolf mentality, with this idea that you don't need friends, you don't need these relationships, that you can do everything on your own. Now, you can absolutely get a lot done on your own. Absolutely. And I'm not here to say that, like, oh, you always have to be surrounded by people, because hell, listen, it's crazy. I've learned to be an extrovert, but in all honesty, I would still say I'm an introvert at heart. But that's the thing. Notice how I said I learned how to be extroverted. Just because you think you're an introvert, that does not mean that you cannot be an extrovert. That does not mean that you have to remain this socially isolated or this extremely quiet, reserved dude for the rest of your life. And chances are, I don't even think you want to. No matter how hard you try lying to yourself, like, do you really just want to go around this life not meeting anyone new, not having any new experiences, just stuck in the little bubble that you are? No, nobody wants to. And I know this myself. I remember I would tell myself, I don't need friends, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, whatever. I don't need friends. Yeah, but I definitely wanted them, and to an extent, I did need them. I didn't need them to become, a better person in life. Well, no, to an extent, yeah. I mean, yeah, friends are very important, bro. Friends are they're friends and relationships in general. They're not optional. Like, that's not something you can just disregard. It's very important that you have good people around you, and I haven't felt lonely in a very long time, like maybe well over 2 years. And it's a coincidence that by that point I already had formed a pretty solid friend group. Pretty solid. Well, at the time it was maybe like 4 of us. Now there's like 8 of us. Damn, yeah, I don't know where all these new fucking people came from. Is there 8 of us? Yeah, there's 8 of, yeah, either 7 or 8 of us. I can't count on the top of my head. And it could be as simple as people that you go to the gym with. Simple as that. Like, it's very valuable. It's very valuable. I remember when I was by myself, quote unquote. I mean, you're never really alone. Even when you think you are, you have God, or, you got your family. And even if you don't have your family, you'll always have God. God is always with you. God is always with all of us. So we're never really alone. But I remember at one point I was feeling pretty lonely, and in a negative way. Not in like a, oh, I have God with me. No, I was thinking, damn, I'm lonely, I'm lost, I don't really know what I'm doing. I felt that all the time from like 2022 and before that, 2021 to 2022. Even sometimes in 2023, I remember just feeling lonely, lost, desperate, hopeless. And friends aren't gonna solve all your problems, but that doesn't mean that you can't fucking have friends, bro. Like, stop. If you're on the road to self-improvement, that means all aspects of your life. That means every single aspect. That doesn't just mean the gym and money. That's how so many people think it means. Like, I think that's what that when you're younger, for some reason, and you find out about this, that's all you think about: money and what the fuck else did I say? Oh, money and your physique. Oh, and then women, which they are a part of relationships, and again, super important. But relationships are just people in general. Friends, your girlfriend, hell, even fixing relationships with your family. You may have had a falling out with a member or two, and I'm not here to judge you, but it may have been your fault. That doesn't make you a bad person. For all you know, at the time you didn't know any better. Could apply to family. And yeah, all these things, or even your mom and dad. Maybe you guys still see each other every day, but maybe you haven't been as nice as you should have been. Take the time to express your gratitude, bro. Take the time to build up the relationships that you do have, because they're so important. They are very important. I haven't felt lonely in a long time because of the friend group I've made. Seriously, and that has given me. I mean, I'm older now, so I don't even see being alone as bad as I used to, but now that I understand the importance of having friends and having the group of friends I've had for almost 2 years now, I have a lot to thank them for, bro. I never truly feel alone. Like even when something bad happens to me, not that they're coming to save me, but like just knowing, like, bro, even having someone to talk to about it was super important to me, because I remember being 18 and like certain shit would happen to me and I just had nobody to talk to about it. Like, nobody. Like my first heartbreak, I hadn't really had. I don't think I ever fully spoke to anyone about exactly what happened until years later, bro. Like until years later, maybe 2025. I don't think I ever truly spoke. Yeah, I don't think I did until 2025 or 2024. By the time I had developed, a solid friend group. That's how important they are, bro. And by talking about it out loud, I kind of learned some things that I never really took the time to analyze myself. It was a very important conversation. It was a very important thing to do, but I would have never done it without my friends. So if you're still walking around with this belief that friends are bad, that friends are backstabbers, you're a fucking idiot. Grow up. Understand that just because one person did something bad doesn't mean that they're all bad. Doesn't mean that friendships as a whole are bad. Now don't be an idiot either. Make sure that you move carefully, especially after what has happened to you in the past. But don't close off your heart, bro. Don't do it.